there was a wider audience for this strange music, and we felt, I think, empowered to be more experimental and to not feel like we had to be hemmed in to make songs that fit on the radio. It really opened us up to be able to do longer form songs and do things that we just wanted to do rather than, trying to hem it into some format.
During that time, there was an infusion of new material, in particular the song Canto 4, where it was clear that Matt's writing style really maturing and getting a little bit more sophisticated.
We knew that Canto 4 was going to be a centerpiece of the new album. We didn't know where it would fit. It ended up being the first song in the end. We didn't have much of a budget. We wanted to record the next CD, and we found the Boneyard.
Started laying some tracks down.
We had always had some longer form songs along the way, but they usually were in the neighborhood of 10 minutes. I don't think that we had anything as long as Into the Dream.
Ben had just gotten a new board, I remember, prior to us getting there, and it was a new automated board.
He wasn't really prepared for these 15-minute songs, these 20-minute songs, and it was kind of fun to sort of like max out the memory of this board. And every once in a while, it would just like freak out.
We came in there with a 20-minute long song, and we more or less blew his board up. So we ended up all like mixing that album manual. I remember Paul was manning the drum section on the board, and Matt and I were doing like 3 different things at a time, and Ben was doing 3 different things at a time.
Absolutely, this is a progressive rock album. It's that progressive audience that I don't think we'd have made this record if it weren't for those people that enjoy that type of music. I mean, the audiences that we get at these shows are so diverse. People of just all walks of life. And if they enjoy anything about your music at all, they overwhelm you with thank you for making the music. Yeah, it's a progressive rock album.
As if I had a choice to change the course, you think I'd choose to go the way of the storm. And every vessel here in this randomness just seems to verify our unity of form. And I can't remember before the storm or the ocean.
And here it is, the greatest advance in television since color television itself.
So when I was going to art college back in the 90s, Discipline was just getting into some very heavy-duty, massively progressive music, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to work on an album cover for them. And going through a book of human anatomy for one of my classes, I came across this picture of the cross-section of a human head. And I thought, that kind of looks like a tree. And that kind of got me thinking, that'd be kind of a cool album cover, actually, with a little bit of work. So I talked to John Boda about this, and he says, that's a great idea. But you know what? Could you put me in the album cover? I thought to myself, I don't know how I'd do that. But then I figured maybe he could be sitting under the tree. So I shot some Polaroids of John Preston Boda in my apartment, and I combined him with an illustration I did based on that very cross-section photograph, and I created this piece of art, which was then put onto this board and shot to be put onto a silk screen. That silk screen was created by Dave Krofchuk, who at that time was getting into silkscreening himself and helped me out with this. So we did several silkscreens onto boards of that illustration that I was then able to paint over with Doc Martin dyes. So here we have the finished piece, where we see the cross section here, and we see little John Boda down there, and this whole sky is just done with Doc Martin dyes. Down here we have some grass that was added later after masking off this area. Took a paintbrush with some green paint on it and just kind of flicked it away and created this texture. And so this ended up being the Discipline Unfolded Like Staircase album cover.